nainuka nanguka pu. Nanipa winja wale tu. Honey sugar ginger my boo. Sauti akiongea tu mashallah. Mguu akitembea mwendo billions. Dala kama kajiongezea shit bala. Kajipendelea mpaka kara. Sauti akiongea tu mashallah. Mguu akitembea mwendo billions. Dala akikusogelea sasa akikuchekea du.
Naomba sana, naomba dua, nisije zingua. Nobody watasema sana, wataongea, wazidi umbea. Nobody oh, and I know you're the one for my heart and soul. Nobody can love me the way that you do. Nobody can love me the way that you do. Nobody love me the way that you do. Nobody can love you better than I do. Nobody love me the way that you do. Nobody can love you better than I do.
Think you can.
Yo, back with another. Let's get it.
So fresh is on the beat.
It's spring. You're not the one for me, baby. You're making one big mistake. I know you're in denial, like yakilini. You know highways. Bado tuna try sex ati. Hey. Hatubongi sana bado tuko sound check. Hatuelewani ati juu ya mindset. Hey. Baby, una catch na ni ukweli. Una hesitate nini? 1+1 si wewe na mimi. I'm sorry kwa heri, I'm not your sins. What you did. Alini block, alini ghost, alini cut me ani, alini shock. How did this day? Ati now I want talk. Alini block, sign a scan and stop. Anasema brandy. We'll rewind, oh yeah. Alini block, alini ghost, alini cut me, alini shock. How did this day? Ati now I want talk. Alini block, sign a scan and stop. Anasema brandy. We'll rewind. What you did. Alini block, alini ghost, alini cut me, alini shock. How did this day? Ati now I want talk. Alini block, sign a scan and stop. Anasema brandy. We'll rewind, oh yeah. Alini block, alini ghost, alini cut me, alini shock. How did this day? Ati now I want talk. Alini block, sign a scan and stop. Anasema brandy. We'll rewind.
Hello, my beautiful people. It's your girl Mo. Today we are joined by an amazing guest who I will make an amazing introduction later. I'm so excited. I'm so happy he's here. I didn't think he was going to be here, but he is. You guys are locked in and tuned into Radio 254. This is the After Dark show with your girl Mo. It's been a minute. I'm so glad that I'm back. I've just gone to take a little bit of, rest and recuperation for life, and then I said let me come back tonight because it just feels right. And happy new month to everybody who's starting a new month. I know we all got paid. That's great. Let's cover these bills and start off with a lot of knowledge and gems that will be dropped on this show, on the After Dark show. Guys, I want to first, one moment please, just give me a second. That's never happened before. Sorry, my other phone just rang. So I want to go through my segments, guys. Apologies for that interruption. Well, I've not been here for a minute, and I think I've been stuck on some other kind of music content that I've been so obsessed with. I want to talk about the quick business shout out. I know this doesn't sound like a business itself, but it actually was an eventful turnout for the album called Jaguar 2. So if you are familiar with the artist Victoria Monet, of course, she has been a big deal on social media lately as well as online. And I think she's just a very talented girl. I've been obsessed with her music. I know she's been around for a very long time, but I feel like I wanted to put her onto Radio 254. So if there's any Kenyans who are out here that know about Victoria Monet, holla at your girl. Because she's just been constantly, I've been listening to her as I work out, as I go to work, as I am at my desk. It's been an amazing vibe. And yeah, she has been the eventful part of the quick business shout out of the night, and actually for the week, actually. And also for my Mo entertainment portion, so I don't really talk about it. I don't know if people can even get it from my accent really, is that I am named Wanjiro also. So I'm a Kikuyu. So what that is that it just kind of makes me feel like I want to get closer to my lineage. So my brother actually shared a really dope podcast that is about the Kikuyu culture. And it's really interesting because it's kind of like Kikuyu that's translated in English, and the people the podcast that's actually responsible for this amazing content is they're based in Houston, Texas. And so they kind of give you a breakdown of what the tradition of Kikuyu culture is, and even the stories behind the history, and even understanding your names. And literally it's a different take, because if you want to kind of get closer to the Kikuyu culture, this is an amazing podcast to check out. I'm going to leave the description with the post that I'm going to share, but it's called, and don't kill me guys if I've butchered the name because I feel like I'm just learning, but it's called Matire Ngemi. I don't know if I said that correctly, but you guys can definitely find the link shared. I'll be able to provide that for you later on Instagram, and you guys can have a listen too. I think it's a really educative podcast, and I would really love for you guys to check it on out. My guest is over here. We have lights and cameras flashing in front of us over here. I'm super excited. I want to play a track really quickly. I want to take us back into a time machine and listen to some Camp Mula, and then get back to the show. And I will have an amazing intro for this gentleman right beside me. All right, guys, stay tuned. This is Radio 254, the After Dark show with your girl.
what a hater say. Sipping on that haterade, I'm tipsy off that Tanqueray and Alizé, I'm hella paid. Pair of J's on me as I hit the stage, elevate. Toast to the hard work, so every day we celebrate. I'm just a dream chaser trying to reach paper. A few years ago, you know we hadn't seen better, so I had to get up. Hustling never seemed better. I'm fed up, but it won't get the best of me, my nigga. I live a fast life, if you can see. Mula team holding down Africa from the east, please. You know we're trying to stack up all the G's, getting money overseas. Mike and Tony had a dream, Luther King, we believe.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back, if you feel me, holla back. I do it for the truth, I flow. We hold it out, we down, you know we holding it down. We hold it out, we down, you know we holding it. We hold it out, we down, you know we holding it down. Hold it out, we down, you know we holding it.
See, I gotta get that dough. Your money been the motive. Mama told me take it slow, boy. Keep your options open. Now we be all up inside your TV with a couple more beanies while we treat them haters like Stevie Wonder why these niggas bother anymore. Tell your tripper, shopper man, Kabungari better know that we swaggy, nigga out your swaggy. Two G's rolling doobies with some beanies in the backseat. But I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches, cause they might catch me slipping. But you already know, can't moolah, that's that Tifa flow. Yeah, now go be town, you know we holding it.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back, if you feel me, holla back. I do it for the truth, I flow. We hold it out,
when we down, you know we holding it down.
hold it out,
When we down, you know we holding it.
hold it out,
When we down, you know we holding it.
hold it out.
I swear I've been waiting for this moment since I was 12 now. Rock a snapback, fuck a fitted, let your brain smile. And we just glad you finally listened, cause you chose style. 5 mighty kids been on a mission while they talk loud. You spit, I vomit, have you on it, dog, I breathe rhymes. No Superman, just rapaholic, see my team shines. So now I'm sipping gin and tonic, we don't squeeze limes. Cause life's been bitter for a nigga, but I'm still fine. I hope you learn the basics. Boy, them A to Z's, your 1 to 3s ain't talking about the matrix. Thanks to KFC, oh yes indeed, I've graduated to MC. Living my dreams, glory to G.O.D.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back, if you feel me, holla back. I do it for the truth, I flow. We hold it out,
When we down, you know we holding it down.
hold it out.
When we down, you know we holding it.
Hold it out.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it out.
When we down, you know we holding it.
Be good to me. I'll be good. Promise me you'll be good to me. I promise you I'll be good. Some days are lazy, not time to change. Sometimes you ghost me, sometimes you chase. I drive you crazy. We play some games. You drive me crazy. I like your face. Sometimes we need to smile. Sometimes it's been a while. Take care of me, and I'll take care of you. Be good to me, and I promise you I'll be good. Promise me you'll be good to me, and I promise you I'll be good. Some nights are lonely, I see complaints. Sometimes you spoil me. It's like you know me. I think I like you. I know you like me. Just be yourself around me. You make me happy. I make you hate me. I make you love me. I take my time with you. So take your time with me. Be good to me. And I promise you I'll be good. Promise me you'll be good to me. And I promise you I'll be good. Mirror on the wall. Talk to me. Mirror on the wall. Talk to me. Be good to me. Be good to me. And I promise you I'll be good. I promise you I'll be good. Promise me you'll be good to me. Be good to me. And I promise you I'll be good. Be good to me. I'll be good. Promise me you'll be good to me. I promise you I'll be good.
Ndio siku tuliota, zile siku tuliomba, zile tulisema siku moja, zile siku tulingoja, zile vitu tumeona, siku ngapi tumeoshwa, mara ngapi tumegongwa, mara ngapi hatukuonwa. But it's over now, zote tume overcome, blessing ina overrun, baraka zinakaa mkupo. Mnataka nidu, na dukile na dukile utadu. I'm in the groove, back in the scene, I'm making the move. Been on the low, now living good, leveling up forever mood. Hizo siku tulisota, hizo days back when tukiota. Ona vile sa God amedo, ona vile ja ame come through. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Twende kazi bro, twende kazi yo. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No stopping us, you already know. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Jina yangu naiona ona, na kwa jina la baba baba nitazidi kuchokoza koza. I mean, nimezoea life kunitwado something, machozi ikikom nitisaya daijin. Kwani sisi tutangoja mpaka lini, na deni yangu fast na okote sahi. What it is, what it is, what it is. Nimekam na kikosi, to excuse the fatali, yanayopita hayatoshi. What it is, what it is, what it is. Nimekam na kikosi, to excuse the fatali, yanayopita hayatoshi.
hawataweza kukupenda, hawataweza.
Fresh is on the beat.
Mbona do you have to be this way? Unajitoa from all the promises we made. You wanna blow up all the loving that we gave. Listening to he said and the she said. Uongo za mjini zimenoka. Niamini na kupenda ni wewe tu. Wakusema watasema, usiku watalala. Hawataweza kukupenda vile ninavyokupenda. Amini hata dunia itashindwa na cha kusema. Na wakisema ni mapema kupenda tunavyopendana. Tutaishi kama Romeo na Julia kwa sinema. Baby achana na usiwasikize hao baby achana na usiwasikize hao
The city's full of haters, full of players. Wakutupiga sana, all they wanna break us. Usiwasikize hao, oh baby achana nao. Cause when we say ni forever, ni vow tunaweka. Mimi na wewe tu, let us go down in history. Niamini na kupenda ni wewe tu. Wakusema watasema, usiku watalala. Hawataweza kukupenda vile ninavyokupenda. Amini hata dunia itashindwa na cha kusema. Na wakisema ni mapema kupenda tunavyopendana. Tutaishi kama Romeo na Julia kwa sinema. Baby achana na usiwasikize hao. Baby achana nao. Usiwasikize hao.
baby achana nao.
City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu. City boys wanna break your heart. City girls just wanna have fun. Love you then leave you. Wakuache na maswali bila jibu.
One day I used to call my mama to tell her that I'm falling low. And what she said, my mama, it's too early for you to fall in love. Mama, don't you worry, she's my glory, my one and only. Yeah, yeah. Mama, don't you worry, she's my glory, my one and only.
girl Mo. This is the After Dark Show once again. I have an incredible, knowledgeable guy over here sitting right next to me, guys. I know people who have been staying up tonight. I know you want to hear about him. I know you're excited to know what's going to happen on the After Dark Show when he's on here. I am joined here by the one and only Maurice Matheka, and he is a sex and relationship therapist. Guys, let's get it together. Sex and relationship therapist. And now this is the one thing that like it snatched my wig off. I don't rock wigs, but it snatched my wig when I read Vagina Whisperer. I was like, okay, hold up. He has to be on the show. And he's a speaker, he's a coach, and I want to get down to the whole Team Masimba chairman story. You know what? Let me not lie. Like the sweaters and the marketing over here, it's giving. Honestly, I've been like, this is really clever. This is really nice. And I see it trending. So please say hello, Maurice.
Hello, guys. Good to be here. I had to come.
I forced you. Guys, I dragged him here. Thank you so much for coming here to Radio 254 and the After Dark Show with me.
Thank you for the invite.
I love the shirt. It says vaginas need to squirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to own your stuff.
Totally.
If you don't, then you need to do something else.
You're very authentic over here.
You have to be.
You're not faking with us at all.
No. I don't like vaginas that fake either. That's why you have to condition.
Nice one. I set that up for you. I set that up for you. I did.
I did. You just did there.
So how are you? How's your day?
My day was good.
Yeah.
Taught 2 women how to own their ability to orgasm to the point of squirting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my Sunday went pretty well.
Amazing. I want to ask you, how do you go about the whole experience? When we book a session with you, especially for a woman, what are we expecting when we have decided to do this process?
Well, expect to get naked because I have to take you through your vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sexualize it. Just, I need you to understand that your vagina is a muscle.
Yeah.
And how to arouse it so it gets to a point where your urethra and your G-spot start to swell. If they start to swell, that means that you're going to start attaining spasms. And spasms are like little earthquakes within your G-spot membrane.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that lead to an orgasm.
I've always wondered,
Yes.
Can someone do a Kegel exercise where you're kind of like stretching the muscle, but you're strengthening it at the same time during sex?
To be honest, Kegel exercises do work, but I've never recommended them to my clients. They do in terms of strengthening your vaginal muscle, but it's like any exercise you do with a muscle, but it does not equate to you improving sexually.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a lot of women do Kegel exercises because they believe their vagina is going to get tighter. Scientifically, there's no
Not
such
really.
thing
It's
as
fun to grip
I'm
on the
telling you
dick
what
as
women have
well.
told me
Yeah.
why they're doing it, majority. Obviously, there are reasons why many others do for other reasons, but the majority of women I've spoken to, and these are like hundreds, thousands of women,
Yeah.
they've done it because somewhere they read or somebody or a friend told them that if you exercise your muscles doing Kegels, you will have a tighter vagina and your man would love you for it, which is absolute bollocks because there's no such thing scientifically. I think the whole tight vagina thing, it must have been developed by men who had very small girth or very small penises. So let's not dwell on that. So at the end of the day, when you're aroused, your vagina has to swell. It has to blossom like a balloon.
Yeah.
If you're not aroused, then it stays tight, which means there's no penetration. So I would not love to penetrate a tight vagina because it will only indicate that at some point you're not going to like it and I'm going to be in distress because my penis girth is going to be smashed into pieces. So why have a tight vagina when you can have one that blossoms and it invites girth? That's what the vagina is designed to do.
You've painted such a beautiful picture there.
I do that all the time. I've seen many vaginas, so by now I should know them and how they should behave.
And how they should behave. So the session lasts for how long? How many hours?
It could last anywhere from an hour to 3. For most, it will last about 3 hours.
Do you have clients or longer?
For example, I had a client who came from South Africa and we spent 2 nights, not because she can't learn, because she came from so far. You spend 2 nights rather than hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, to make sure that by the time she lands in Cape Town, her vagina is very happy. I need her to remember Kenya as the place
What a
where
wonderful
we
visit, eh?
condition vagina as well. You see what I'm saying?
What a nice visit to come through to Nairobi
I
and then
know, I
leave
know, I
like
know.
that.
Yes,
I
with a
mean,
conditioned vagina instead of the big five,
you're doing
which
it.
can be very elusive, just like your orgasms before your vagina was conditioned.
You don't stop,
You see what I
huh?
did there? You see what I did there?
You really, really don't stop.
No, I don't. Unless I'm taking some water,
Oh my
which I am
goodness.
right now. And your water, my God, it tastes like squirt.
Does it?
Mm.
Describe it. Describe it on air, please.
I describe well right now because I just took a gulp of your water. I can feel it going down my esophagus, and it tastes a bit. There's no salt to it, so that's very mythical. There's a bit of sugar, but healthy sugar. You know, like honey kind of sugar.
Yeah. Like
Exactly.
if we're trying to get down to the specific, like the fructose, like the
Like
sweet.
it makes me want to take more water.
Ah.
Yes.
What a wonderful
More
way.
like Mount Kenya kind of water, springy water, splashing all the way from your urethra. It's a beautiful thing.
Let me get into the questions that people have shared on
Please do.
WhatsApp because I know that they're dying to hear their questions out here. So there's a listener that also wanted to find out if you've ever struggled with branding yourself in the past and how did you go about any of those challenges?
Did I? I think the only struggle that I can mention is I once thought that advertising in Kenya works. It didn't work for me. Like I was putting money into Instagram and Facebook, and especially Facebook, and thinking because I've been featured in certain magazines that I will suddenly get clients. You'd be surprised. I had a feature once on the Nairobian, and I did very well. And when I say I did very well, I was surprised that the Nairobian attracted women from all walks of life. And the women who called me were from your Riverside, your Karen, and I asked them, okay, I would associate you with other magazines that I won't mention, but probably not the Nairobian. But they said something uniquely good about the Nairobian. They said the Nairobian is the closest to the truth, and I agree because when they interviewed me, I thought they were going to do like a little column thing, and they did like a
full spread.
So
Yeah,
Nairobian, go Nairobian, yeah, and it was good business for me. So
that's awesome.
I love a paper that. Does not think that their audience are stupid. I think most audiences are intelligent. They can see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
So why not tell them the truth? Why sugarcoat? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with, the truth rather than 10 ways to have an orgasm and none of them work. And the 10 ways were written by somebody who has no background in sexuality.
Talk about it.
Wow.
Talk about it.
Yeah, so I see that a lot.
So from the Nairobian and from all the amazing feedback you got from there, did that eventually catapult you?
Word of mouth works very well. But I think what they also need to learn is this. If you want to be successful in your trade, you can't be shy. Also, you cannot be affected by the comments when you post something. Don't.
Yeah.
People are going to be dick faces, but remember this, they are hiding behind their phones. They can't tell you this to their face.
Yeah.
I remember well over 10 years ago, I posted something on Facebook, and I'm the kind of guy who posts things just to see a reaction. Not bothered what it is.
Let's just see what this will do.
And what I did is I just said, the one day I would be an authority when it comes to sexuality in Kenya. Wow. Wow. I was shocked by the amount of people who had vile things to say.
Yeah.
But what made me happy is I had followers. Sometimes you post and then you get like 2 likes.
Yeah.
Thinking, I hope none of those are my friends. There must be more.
So there were
When
other...
I posted that, I realized there are people who go through my profile and that really rubbed them the wrong way, and they had all this rubbish to say, but that rubbish is why I'm sat here. So whoever asked that question whatever it is you want to do,
Yeah.
you need to face it head on. If you say, I'm good at this, unfortunately, we live in a world, and especially Kenya is not a very good country when it comes to uplifting people. We love tearing each other down.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, we are experts at that. And then all Kenyans are sexologists, all Kenyans are lawyers, all Kenyans are politicians. It's just Kenyans are not plumbers.
That's the end of the. Okay. All right. Kenyans are not politicians. I mean, the Kenyans are not plumbers. Sorry.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes. I've never seen a Kenyan like with authority say like I'm good with plumbing. Probably they're not into piping, but they're good at everything else. Every Kenyan has an opinion, and the problem is sometimes your opinion should remain in your head. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm sat down with pilots and they're talking about aviation, what do I know about aviation really, other than sitting my butt after I book the ticket and waiting for somebody to ask me whether I want fish or chicken. So at that point, I should know. I know nothing about turbines because turbines are not vaginas. That's my thing. So I should listen to these guys because they're teaching me about a trade that I'm not aware of. But you will find a guy saying that, no, I have an opinion. Why are you discussing Boeing when you're not even an engineer? But Kenyans are very good at adding their value, which is nonsensical. So what I'll tell that person is, whatever it is that you want to do, just do it and be passionate and tell people I am good. Unfortunately, you're not. If you don't do that, you're always going to rely on what other people think rather than what you can do. It's just the society we live in.
Got it. I hope the listener is tuned in right now and he got his answer.
I hope so.
And then I have another question from WhatsApp. They've said, let's say that you're a lady who has had several relationships and others are better than the very first one. So like, for example, she's had one night stands, but she has never had an orgasm with any of them. She has had a few moments where she's with the guy and he finishes very quickly and she's left just hanging. So it's a bad situation. So the question is, and if she's being honest, she says that she's not the best communicator in the bedroom and a little bit is her fault. So the question, how can she get an orgasm if she's shy in the bedroom and sorry, I don't know how she's written this, but when you're overwhelmed and you have a lot of passion, how do you go about it if you want to express that you want more out of it? Yeah. So, and she's with her current boyfriend and she feels like she's doomed.
Okay. First and foremost, I need to tell her something if she's listening. It's not her fault. She's not having an orgasm because they're either shitty or no good. She's not having an orgasm most likely because her vagina is not responding to their penis girth. I'm assuming she's talking about sexuality where there is some girth penetrating her. Now, unfortunately, we over romanticize sex because you're in a relationship. Suddenly the vagina and the penis are aware. They'll never be aware that you're in a relationship. Never. They respond to stimulus. So that's why I condition women's vaginas so that they can respond to the stimulus. If she's had one night stands, the vagina does not know it was on one night stand. If you have one penis for 20 years, the vagina doesn't know that, but the vagina does know that the stimulus has been horrid. That's why the vagina is not responding. So now you have to look at the vagina as a muscle. When the vagina is conditioned, it doesn't mean the 7 guys or 6 guys or whatever amount of guys she's been with, all of them are going to get her somewhere, because what you and I cannot control is there has to be sexual chemistry, and sexual chemistry is not love. Love is one of the most weakest emotions if you involve sex into it. And the other problem is people over sexualize love. Love is not sexual. Love is like, Mo, I've met you now. There's no reason why if you and I hanged out, I would be able to say, I love Mo. But people, because you're not my sister, and we've only met the other day, people will most likely sexualize it. Yet when I said I love Mo, I just said, I uniquely love your energy. I love being around you. And you and I, just because we're opposite sex, does not mean we're going to be sexual. True or false?
True.
But people sexualize things. So back to her vagina, she just needs her vagina conditioned so that she gets to understand how our vagina is supposed to respond during sex. Her shyness is one thing. Her shyness, first and foremost, confidence comes from the fact that now you've acquired a body that's responding. If I relied on men, I'll say that again. If I relied on men,
Yeah.
vaginas would be very sad. I rely on science. And science says the vagina creates an orgasm, not us men. To bolster ourselves, to play with our egos, I'll be like, I made you come last night. But really what happened was I didn't make you come. My penis hit the right spot, and
Yeah.
that spot was already preconditioned for you to be able to come.
Yeah.
So really it wasn't about me. It was about the fact that your vagina is conditioned to react to my stimulus. Hence why you find women saying, I've had 6 guys and I've only had an orgasm with one guy, and it only happened once. She tries to call that guy and they try and replicate it, but you can't replicate it. Because whatever happened, it means that at that point, his penis girth hit the right spot within the vaginal membrane that we call the G-spot.
Yeah.
And that triggered an orgasm. Now, the guy's not even aware because he may have been concentrating on other things. And one of them is sustaining his erection, which means there's a flow of blood going towards his flesh.
Yeah.
And that's what he's concentrating on. The rest is based on, let's hope for the best. But if a vagina was conditioned, or if he was keen enough to be able to sense how she's breathing, how she's responding to his thrust, then he'll be able to maintain a certain thrust rhythm that will get her to be able to have an orgasm. If by chance his girth starts to stimulate her G-spot for it to inflame and for her to have those spasms I was talking about,
Yeah.
that causes an orgasm. So there's a whole array of things that she's not even aware of. So it's not her fault. She just needs to get in touch with me so I can help her start owning her ability to orgasm.
How much is that package so that we can tell her
It's
she
35,000 Kenyan shillings.
got it?
It's worth it because people pay for holidays that don't make them squirt. I'm giving you something for life.
What a wonderful way to spend 35,000. Definitely, I think that you mentioned something really important. The way that the guy isn't observing the woman, even her breathing, even the way how she's reacting. Does that mean that there's no absolute connection between the two, or it's just a matter of learning and understanding and communicating at the end of it?
Connections are overrated.
Okay.
Just because you and I like each other doesn't mean your vagina and my penis are going to get along. Especially if your vagina is not conditioned. It doesn't matter what skill I think I have. If your G-spot membrane does not swell, I will do all manner of things. I might even throw some romantic gist into it, but your vagina will not respond. Your conscious mind will be like, wow, Maurice is so seductive.
Yeah.
And oh my God, he brought some grapes and some olives and some strawberries.
Yeah.
And oh my God, there's some yogurt as well. But your vagina is going like, yeah, but we're not responding to any of that.
Yeah.
But your visual is like, wow, I had an amazing time. But in the morning, I can testify I didn't come. But I know you did, Maurice, when you were howling like a bear. But I love the fact that you threw in some strawberries. That was very thoughtful of you. Next time, maybe because you're from Cumberland, maybe bring some mangoes.
Oh my
You know what I'm
word.
saying? So
Yeah.
your vagina needs to be conditioned for most of these things to happen. The romanticized version of how you and I connect, that will never help our sexuality. It won't.
Okay.
It just won't. I've done this for 21 years. So I know what works and what doesn't.
So the advice you're giving is she must come and see you.
Correct.
And with her boyfriend, is there any other tools or, any information he should know?
Okay, first and foremost, most men are not aware where the vagina stems its orgasm. What they know is very plug and play. And I'm not insulting men. I'm just telling you the truth. I've talked to them long enough to know what they know. What they know is I have a penis, and let's say I have a sizable penis, and I've heard women react to sizable penises. Once I penetrate you, you should come.
Yeah.
So why is she not coming? These are things that I hear from men. Maurice, I'm well hung, and I have staying power. And I know how to thrust slowly. If she tells me, I listen to her. But even after doing all that work, she didn't come. So there must be something broken in her vagina. And I'm thinking, well, don't call it broken. It's just if you understood that the vagina needed conditioning. Look at it this way. In Africa, before most of the religions that we follow were brought in, we used to have camps within our villages to teach people about sexuality. Those are facts. And I read a lot of that material when I was in the UK. Funny enough, I can't find it here. Which means we were far more into sexuality and sensuality than we are today. Today, our sexuality is based on we find each other, boy, girl.
Yeah.
We like each other.
Yeah.
We have a relationship. And we hope in that relationship, because we love each other, we have amazing sex. But that equation doesn't work.
Yeah.
If it did, I'd be out of business. Every woman would be having multiple orgasms, squirting everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All beds in Nairobi, in Kenya, would be competing with Nairobi water, and I have a feeling they'd lose. You see what I just did there?
Painting pictures over
I
here.
have no idea.
So
She needs to come and see me.
totally.
Yeah.
All right. There's someone here who wants to know. I get embarrassed. She's a woman. I get embarrassed when my pussy makes that farting noise. What's the science behind that? Because she doesn't want to feel
just
embarrassed.
picturing her. Those. Okay, she's embarrassed because she's not aware. That's actually a good thing. Vagina farts come from the fact that your vagina is making a sound. And why is it making that sound? Because the guy who happens to be penetrating you has certain girth that spreads your vagina walls. And when his penis is basically thrusting outwards, air is trapped inside. And when he's thrusting inwards, he pushes the air out, hence the farting sound. Now, I wish I could talk to her, because then I would ask her, did he respond badly with those farts? No.
No.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because you're thinking, I'm doing a good job. I've got some good girth on me.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
So that's a good sign.
No, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
She should save that guy on Google, Yahoo. Like, she should never lose that number.
Okay.
Yes, that is girth worth keeping. So don't be embarrassed by vagina farts. Can you imagine how many quiet vaginas there are? Those are the ones we should be looking
Worried about, yeah?
Totally worried for them. It should be like a national debate.
Okay, I did not know that. That's,
Oh yeah, if your vagina is farting,
I'm saving
let's
someone
clap
else's
for
number.
farting vaginas. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. I'm saving someone else's number that also was able to achieve that in the past.
There you go. There you go.
see?
See,
He's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a winner. And the guys who are listening to this, who have ever done that, they're patting themselves. They look at, yeah, this guy understands. It's a biggie. It's a biggie.
Won't guys then just be achieving to get that farting sound like done?
No, I don't think anybody concentrates on the farting sound. It just happens. Like if you have a penis that doesn't have a lot of girth, then you might as well be using a Stedler pen in her vagina. There's not going to be any farting. So that would be stressing yourself. Let's not stress ourselves.
Okay.
If you've got adequate girth and it works. But you see, the thing is, you're not always going to be sexually compatible with every woman.
Yeah.
So even though you could make one woman have vaginal farts, it doesn't mean you're going to make all women have vaginal farts.
Okay.
Because maybe her vagina is not responding to how you're thrusting, so her walls are not spreading as much. They have to spread so that air can be trapped inside.
All
So
right.
there's that.
Okay.
But there is a big possibility that majority of women that you sleep with, you will attain the farting phenomena. It's amazing.
Got it. That's nice news.
Like right
Okay.
now, I'm just hearing vaginas farting in my head. It's amazing.
Got it. Someone here wants to know, what is sexual friendships? Apparently, you mentioned this somewhere online on one of your interviews.
I talked about sexual friendships.
Along the lines of
There must have been a context
working
to it.
your colleagues with your colleagues.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm trying to think what they're trying to ask.
So the conversation, I think, was sprouting from when you usually get a compliment from someone at the office
Yes.
in comparison to the partner you live with.
Right.
So there's that relationship that you formed and you think that there's now an attraction and you start, in la la land and thinking that this is the person that I kind of want to either have an affair with or sleep with or fool around with in the office. So what exactly is friendly, is like sexual friendships basically making that person feel like they're seen? Because you wouldn't really get that in a relationship that's dead.
Seen, and also the fact that humans share their issues. So if I happen to mention my woman's not very attentive, she declines most of my kinkiness, and then you can relate to that, and you're like, wow, you're describing my dude. Now suddenly, see why you're smiling? Suddenly now we're going to start having those coffees at Java to discuss our issues. And I'll be your therapist, you'll be my therapist. And then at some point, you'll find I'm just waking up thinking of more. Like, I can't wait to see more. I'm not in love with you, but your energy and the fact that Mo never, ever judges me.
Yeah.
And she seems to understand me. Now, if we drag that long enough, one day it could lead to like, Mo, can we just go out of town together? You're like, yeah, that sounds great. And then now we start building a connection based on the fact that we feel that we have so much in common. But guess what? That dynamic only lasts because we have our partners. If I decided to say, you know what, I'm leaving my partner for you, you suddenly be like, oh, Maurice, I don't think we can do that coffee.
Because of the commitment?
And sorry?
Because of the commitment.
No, the neurochemicals that are causing us to wake up and smile when we think of each other are going to suddenly diminish.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going to think, hold on, Mo's leaving her guy for me. Oh, then I'm going to remember what that looks like. I already have it at home. It means now every time I look at you, I won't be thinking of Mo, the woman I spend great times, great energy at Java. I think of Mo, the woman who's going to ask me things like, did you pay the bills? Did you pay the mortgage? Can we drive to Kajado to see that land we've been buying for the last 10 years? Now that's the energy I'm connecting with you.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was easygoing, it was fun.
Yeah.
Let me use that word, fun. Humans love fun. And that's why when we overcomplicate our serious relationships and we make them very corporate, the fun just withers away. It doesn't mean I don't love you.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say love is not connected to sex. My penis has never had an erection because I love a woman. It's an erection because I'm lusting for a woman.
Yeah.
It's two different fuels. One is for couch. When we're doing Netflix and chill and we're cuddling and stuff, that's my love language to you. But sometimes we upgrade love to something it should not be.
Yeah.
If you make love sound so serious, it becomes stale. Love needs to be easy. Love needs to be. Have you ever noticed sometimes when you're with your friends, you'd rather that, and I'm sure that people are listening who can relate to this. You love your person, but you kind of love your friends more.
I do.
Like you spend a lot of time, and sometimes when your person is ringing and you're with your friends, you're thinking like, hold on, that call is to tell me to go to them.
I know.
And it's not that I don't want to, but I don't want to. A lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, you can.
And that's because the love with your friends, it's free. It's not obligational. It's not the minute that call rings. When my friend calls, I'll pick it up. And if they tell me, hey, are you game for this? I'll be like, not now, maybe next week. They won't take it personally. But your person, if I tell my person, in the traditional sense, that, babe, I can't come home now. I'm just chilling with Mo. What do you think when I go home? What do you think that conversation is going to look like? Oh, so Mo's more important than me. She probably knows that I don't have anything.
Yeah.
But I chose you over her. I chose Robert over her.
Yeah.
That causes friction. So you find we're living in also very fictitious relationships where we're doing things we have to, we're not doing things we want to. And that's what's making a lot of relationships stale.
Got it. Oh my gosh. So in regards to now the sexual friendships.
Yes.
And the workspaces and with colleagues. I
Yes.
know that you've also had moments where foreign companies have reached out to you
Yes.
to have maybe
To
a
talk to their
coaching.
staff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How does that
A
work?
mellow thing, sorry?
Yeah, how does that work? What kind of guidelines do you have prepared for them, or does the company have to tell you what the matter is first?
We have to sit down.
Yeah.
With those who have requested for my advice, and then we formulate what their core issues are. Then when now we do have the session, we have the session based on those core issues. So it's not like one model fits all.
Yeah.
It just depends on the energy you want to create.
Can you give
It's also
us?
not a scolding kind of thing.
Oh, good.
It's more of I don't walk into people's offices and go like, I hear you guys have been fucking around and that's really bad. You know?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is I'll make it fun. I like throwing in a bit of humor so that people can laugh at themselves. Yeah, I'll describe things like sometime when you're at the canteen and you just see somebody you really like, and then in the canteen, you find yourself breathing a bit faster. You find yourself forgetting why you were in the canteen in the first place. Or suddenly you're just hungry for the wrong things and it's not related
We've
to
all
food.
been there.
You see, and people start smiling.
Yeah.
And you explain to them why they're behaving that way. And when if you do have like a program where maybe you start talking to individuals once you talk to the group, you find individuals saying there's something you said that resonated with me. And basically what it was is when I'm in that canteen and I see that person I like,
Yeah.
the only reason why I started to like them is because that energy is not at home. Now we have a way of fixing home so that we stop lusting over colleagues. Because sometimes we're clever enough to know no relationship is really going to come out of this.
Definitely.
And if it does, at some point, we might fall out. And I need to see this person every day. And maybe they signed documents to approve my stuff.
Yeah.
And we broke up in
Yeah.
a negative way.
Yeah.
Wow. So people also know that offices create an environment where we complement one another. Hey, Mo, you look so nice. My God. Wow. Okay.
Thanks.
I love that. You see, and then you start smiling. You're like, oh. And then I remember, like maybe we went somewhere and I remembered how you like your coffee. Then I bring you coffee. And don't worry about it. But if I do this, even if I do it once a month, you're like, wow, it's like a routine.
Yeah.
This guy really sees me. He really gives a shit. What do you think that looks like if we really take it the next step? Now it's not me just giving you coffee. Now it's me telling you, you know what? Why don't we, let's go to Giraffe Center. I'll be checking out the giraffes, but I'll be checking you out more. And then we're going to laugh. We're going to like each other.
Yeah.
And Giraffe Center could be many other centers. I could even get to know your center as well. You feel me?
We all felt you over there. So do you have moments where you have, like you said, it's the one-on-one sessions in the office and then the group sessions? How
the
long?
group first, then the one-on-one.
Okay, all right.
The group session is when you start sparking people's relationships.
Okay. Anything you would want to give us an example, maybe that we can be able to figure out? Maybe we would need to talk to the HR about this, because I want to also understand, if I was a HR and I felt that the employees in the company were not as productive as they should be, because there's obviously a little bit of office romance, people are over here kikiing and all that. How do I narrow this all down and say, you know what, this is what's happening? People are being a bit flirtatious, but there's nothing wrong being flirtatious in the office, right?
Flirting is healthy as long as you don't overdo it. Don't be obsessive.
And when that happens, you come in?
Yes.
Okay.
But you see, I'm coming in to give an overview of why humans behave the way they behave in certain scenarios. So people will trace back why the office is such a magical place. You're also talking to the boss about his behavior. Yes, because maybe you're not as productive because the boss wants favors from you.
Yeah.
And it's not favors that you're willing to do, but you do them to make sure you get a paycheck.
Definitely.
So when you mention such things,
Yeah.
there are people who relate to it. And both from the receiving end and those who are causing the issues as well. So that's now how you start touching on things. And sometimes you find when everybody's aware, or when everybody's aware of why people are behaving the way they do, you could literally make a difference just because you shared that information. That idiot in the office could actually change their mind because now they thought nobody knew, but now I've literally described them. So they're now aware, wow, what this guy said, I think that's what everybody thinks of me in the office. I need to change because I'm also mentioning what the consequences look like. Because I've met plenty of women who, in their work environments, they're in a position where they have to say more yeses than nos. Fact, I've also met men who are in the same position.
Yeah.
So these are realities. So the people who are going to contact me is, funny enough, most of the times it's never HR. Most of the times it's either the boss or the owner of a company.
Okay.
He's like, come and sort my guys. Then now they consult HR. I'm not saying HR don't approach me, but I've always noticed it's either an owner or some very senior guy who saw my video and said, yeah, I talked to my people and go see this person, and formulate how you can just come and stabilize how people behave in my office. Because, and sometimes you find people know that why people are less productive, but you also don't want to, you have no proof.
You don't. You really don't.
You have no proof.
Yeah.
You can't tell somebody, you can't accuse them of something, yet you have no proof. But when you come and teach them why they're behaving that way, you might spark a thought of, all my problems are at home, but I come to look for flowers in the office. Why don't I start finding out how we can manifest flowers at home?
Yeah.
But unless you try, you'll never know. You just never know.
Yeah.
I've had a guy tell me, I heard you speak and that's why I didn't commit suicide. If I wasn't there, I would not have met this person. And all I spoke about was what we were talking about before. Things don't always go your way.
Yeah.
You ask a woman out and she says no. And maybe the way she said it is not how you expected.
Yeah.
But guess what? We don't always get what we want in life. So that's not worth killing yourself over. Because you've told yourself, you know what, without her, I'm a deadbeat. No, you're not. You're still breathing. You were breathing. Before you ever met each other in this environment, you were breathing. So you're not. So until you actually give that person a different perspective of life, they could have done something very foolish. But that's out of my control. I'm just happy I was there to change your mind. But I didn't even know that you were there until you told me what your thought process was before. And then after you listened to me, you thought differently. So that's how it works.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. When
Have you approached Kenyan companies or it's just foreign companies?
Most of the time I don't approach them, they approach me.
Okay, got it.
Have I approached Kenyan companies in the past? Yes, I have. Most have declined. In my opinion, they decline because they're not understanding the value I'm giving them.
Okay. I see that.
They're
And
not understanding it.
yeah, they don't find a need. They're like, why do we even need to have a budget
they have
for
a
this?
problem.
Yeah.
But they're not seeing that I can help. Because for them, they've learned 1 + 1 is 2. Yet sometimes 1 + 1 miraculously gives you 5. And it's 5 positives.
Yeah.
They can't think beyond that. What are your words going to really do? How do we measure? That's a question. You measure,
How do you measure?
by delivering the information
Yeah.
and seeing how people react. Have a survey. What did you learn from that lesson? Then you'll see the value.
Yeah.
But and that's where this question comes from. Who else has done it? Have you ever seen Kenyans?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Kenyans never like inventing. They like copying. Don't do that. Do something different. Make a difference. There's no way I'm going to tell you that I've helped other people and how I got to help them. Your company dynamic is so different. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I'll know how to review it once we get the feedback. So unless you do it, you'll never know. Simple as that.
Okay. The other question would be in regards to the coaching experiences for corporate companies would be how long is the duration of the coaching? Is it a full day? Do you need longer than that because you're also gathering data?
Okay, sometime it's like if it's not in the office, it could be like a 2 or 3 night retreat somewhere.
Okay.
Or it could be a weekly thing at the office. But we'll only know that once we know what are we trying to tackle and also how many people. Is it 20 people? Is it 50? Is it 100? Then now we can decide whether it's going to be a weekly thing. Just depends on what you want to tackle, how many people, the message that you want out. Yeah, that can only be established once we sit down and discuss.
And that also factors in how much you're going to charge the company based on how many employees they are.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. Nice. I think that's really helpful. I hope that there are more Kenyan companies who would want to be more interested with this. I think.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of us people in my age group, we have 9 to 5s. So I think that would be really different. It would be making a difference in the company because you would not have had that in any other place that you'd worked before that. So I think that would be an interesting change. And I think that we should encourage that, not just HR and the owners and the CEOs and even the employees should start maybe speaking up on this so that we can have that.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, nice. Now I want us to talk about this Masimba branding shirts and how does a guy gain that title? Who is a Masimba?
Well, I'll tell you why I came up with Masimba. I came up with Masimba because in Kenya, we are very used to mafisi. Mafisi, if you ask me, are scavengers. Scavengers in regards to mafisi will hit on women left, right, and center.
Yeah.
They are basically sometimes maybe even, the heart of the party and stuff.
Yeah.
They attract women, so we can't take that away from them. They're usually very loud. Many mafisis in Kenya are married men. Why? Because married men tend to have more courage and wit and confidence compared to the single guy who sat in the corner. Who's going to recognize you when you sat in the corner, like for real? Like unless one of those club lights hits you for a second and that's it. So probably going to end up just going home and masturbating. But the married guy, he's loud. He's the one buying drinks. He's the one asking girls in the next table, come join us, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this. So everyone's going like, ooh, I like this. I like the energy. So that's mafisi. And then also mafisi tend to be, I don't know, they rush things. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with lusting over somebody.
Yeah.
But they tend to push, like they'll push the woman differently. Whereas Masimba is the guy who, we're not nice guys, but we just know how to treat a woman. Like if we take you on a date, we don't expect sex. But on that date, ooh, the things I'm going to tell you, they're going to keep your vagina moist. When you and your vagina decide when we can play, we'll play. But Amafisi will go and tell his boys, can you imagine I took her for dinner and I had to take her home? Who does that? Now that's Mafisi. Masimba, it's like, hey, you know what? Let her vagina go marinate. When she's ready to play, we'll play. And my tongue will be waggling like no one's business. You feel me? And we'll smile.
I feel you over there.
Tomorrow.
Speaking of, thank you so much for bringing that up. And the branding is great. I hope that you're going to eventually have like a group of guys eventually rocking it in Nairobi. Do you plan for that actually?
Funny enough, women want to wear what I wear more than dudes do.
I actually would love this. Like the vaginas.
Yeah. I think I need to now start rolling that out. Yeah. I think, it'll be good for people to go like, I think you follow Maurice. That's why you're wearing that. Yeah, I think that's a good start. Because for me, it's just being about branding and I don't scare easily. So you see, like what I'm wearing now, I'll walk anywhere. I'll go into a mall.
Yeah.
And I never get negativity. Like women will come up and be like, "Oh, I love that message. Hey, go."
Yeah.
Men, on the other hand, yes. Now, the Masimbas I meet there, they'll be like, "Hey, dude, I feel your message." But some guys will come and ask me, "So you're the guy who thinks you can fuck women?" And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm beyond thinking. That's where you're at. I know. When you get to my level, which you won't, I could be like that. So, and I'm okay with that guy.
Yeah.
He's mostly a Mafisi guy. And some of them are semen dispensers, which means that they don't last long. They're the kind of guys who take you to Nyanyuki just to showcase how they can sleep. Why would you go all the way to Nyanyuki to sleep? You could have slept in Nairobi with a camera facing you so we can see your skills of sleeping. Why would you take a vagina all the way to Nyanyuki to sleep?
Yeah.
And then they're the guys who come up with they're the guys who come up with things like, "Oh, your vagina was so sweet, I didn't realize." No, dude.
Yeah.
You're a feces.
Yeah.
You should be seeing vaginas through glass. You should be nowhere near them. For real.
Access not granted.
Yes, exactly. Now, Masimbas are different. Yeah. Masimba's the guy, and Masimba's take instructions. Can you suck my vagina for an hour? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't have a tongue that gets tired. Unlike the other guy who was blowing your phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Masimba is just easy. He's like, you tell me, last night I was with some guy. I'll be like, easy. My job is just to make sure that guy is very irrelevant.
Yeah.
I want that guy to be calling, and then you show me your phone and go like, "Guess who's calling?"
I know. It's him again. This
Oh my
joker.
God, it's him again. God damn. Dude, can you chill out? Like, eat a biscuit or something. Yeah, that's Masimba. We're not phased. And the other thing, if you want to qualify as a Masimba, you cannot be jealous.
Oh, okay.
I don't like men who get jealous. That's not the Masimba way. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girls out there, they've got their hustle on, whichever way they do it. So if a Masimba hears that some guy took you to Diani, hey, he took you to Diani, man.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't flogging your vagina there. You still came back with it. But when you get Masimba's time, then everywhere is Diani. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Masimbas are easy. Man. We don't have time to start, "Why did you call me?" and, I don't know, blue ticking. I don't know, what the hell is that?
Honestly, that's very attractive because the fact that you're not jealous and you're secure about who you are.
Yes. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think you need to repeat
it's like
that.
being a chef, and then I'm bothered that you went to another restaurant to eat.
Exactly.
My game should be, when you eat my food, you're like, "That's why I always return, because your food is great. I want you to taste other things so that you can remember that mine is great." It's as simple as that. But the feces, they become very jealous.
They become.
They're just jealous.
Oh gosh. Let's forget about those jealous guys, eh? Sex toys.
Sex toys.
Sex toys.
Yeah. Sex toys. Amazing.
Have you used them on women? I know you have. I know.
Of course.
And I even know the answer.
I've been dealing with sex toys since first time I ever bought a sex toy, if I can remember well, was in 1996.
What kind of toy? Was it a vibrator? Was it like what was it?
No, it was just a dong.
Oh, okay.
Back then, there wasn't much of vibrations.
Yeah.
And they were not easily accessible, but your just normal dildo. But this was like a dong. It just looked like a penis. And it was black in color. And then later I got a browner one and stuff. I'm yet to get a pink one because I don't know, just pink, I don't know. It's not the Masimba way. But yeah. But sex toys are just amazing.
Tell us more stories. I'm so eager because it's usually women who are such huge users and advocates for using sex toys, and then guys are usually ready to shame us.
Yeah. But you see, true Masimbas will never shame a sex toy or a woman. We understand. You see, the thing is, sex toys do exactly that. They're toys for sex.
Yeah.
The same way you buy Lego and all these other toys for your kids. Sex toys are there to give stimulus to the vagina. They're also male sex toys for different parts of the body.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we're having like a play date, I want to take a toy and rub it on a woman's clit or her labia, or we've got a toy that ends up being edible at some point. It's playful. It's better than just one of us just happens to want sex.
Yeah.
So the other one should mount the other one and let's get it over with and sleep. That's not sex. That's boredom. You know what? I don't know. I'd rather go outside and play with my dogs, to be honest. So sex needs to be fun.
Yeah.
If it's the model of sex where you're just having sex for the sake of having sex because you're together and you owe each other sex, that's really boring. And I think a lot of guys can resonate with that. Because sex needs to have a build-up. Sex needs to be 2 weeks from now on a Thursday. We're having a play date. You bring some ice cream and I bring some yogurt. Let's see what we can do with those. So already, the sex starts from how we are inducing all these good vibes.
Yeah.
All the neurochemicals that are making me think, wow, I can't wait for that.
Can't wait.
By then, I've already had so much sex in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. But if sex is at some point, I'm touching your knee as an indicator that we should be having sex. My God, why are you touching my knee? That's the most unstimulous thing ever. But I get that from people.
Yeah.
Like my partner, when they want sex, they touch my knee. Now, whoever told them the knee has a G-spot, I don't know, but they need to review that.
But where do they learn that from then?
I don't know. Maybe they're watchman. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Okay. So I'm curious. This
I've
is my
licked
question.
knees.
Oh,
Necessarily touch them.
has that done
There was something-
anything?
There was something on the knee. Like I just didn't go like, you know what, out of all the parts, let's
Like
just do
chocolate
the knee.
sauce or honey on
You
it?
see, there you go.
Yeah.
Or just something accidentally dripped on the knee.
Oh.
And then you're like, whoa, no, don't wipe it. Let me do it. I'm the wipist. You feel me?
I have a question for you, Maurice.
Okay.
How do I get my man to have a pee, like to get an orgasm through the pee spot?
I need to understand that question.
Because you've talked a lot about the G spot and stimulating the vagina and everything, but you never talk about, the interviews and the content that I've seen, really, you've not touched on the P spot and how a woman can be able to get her man to have an amazing orgasm through that.
Okay, first, because it's when I was learning sexology, P spot was not a thing. So what does a P spot mean to you?
A P spot is there's like a sensitive tissue that's usually close to, I don't know if it's between the taint and the anus, somewhere in there. So there's somewhere you need to stimulate. And also, is the taint also a great place to start stimulating?
You mean the man's prostate, what we call chestnut.
Yes.
Where his orgasm is.
So that little space.
Where his G spot is.
Yes.
It's the male G spot, basically. That's what you're calling it.
Okay.
Yes. So you want your man to basically have you insert your finger up his ass and stimulate his chestnut.
You're into what you're into, eh?
True. No, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I endorse such behavior. But the problem is a lot of guys are very homophobic towards anything going towards their anus. I can tell you this. When I was studying, there's a girl who was in my class.
Yeah.
She was a German girl, and I used to be very experimental when I was younger. And experimental meaning I haven't done it, so I've got to do it. And I allowed her to fuck me with a strap-on. Now, most guys that I tell that don't understand why I did that.
Yeah.
I did it because I'm a Masimba. They need to understand that.
They need to get that.
Yeah. So we do things because we just want to see and feel if it's any good.
Yeah.
And I can actually attest, to date, I have never felt such a powerful sexual stimulus to date. That was in 1999. Yeah, a long time ago. And as much as I love vaginas, what I felt with penetration up my ass was the most intense thing I've ever felt. Like I literally had tears in my eyes. I did it twice just to see if the effects were the same.
Yeah.
And they were all the time. It's the only time I got stimulus and was able to ejaculate semen without an erection. That's how powerful it was. So I know that. And I'm proud of it because it taught me that there's so much about human sexuality that we avoid.
Yeah.
Because we're used to the procreational sense of sex where it's man, woman. Let's fuck each other and hope for the best. And I didn't want to hope for the best. I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And after all, I was venturing to become a sexologist. So I didn't want to be somebody who speaks based on just reading stuff. I want to experience it. I want to be able to say, I've done this, so I know the feeling. I'm not referencing some
firsthand
10 books. I'm referencing my ass for heaven's sake.
Okay.
And it was quite the sensation. The only fear that I had was I might like it too much, so I've never done it again.
Was the strap on pretty big? Because
No, it had girth. It had some, like I've not met any Stedlepen kind of strap-ons. I don't know if they make them nowadays, but yeah, it was girthy. It was girthy, so I felt it.
Okay.
It was an amazing feeling.
Awesome.
Yes, like amazing.
Awesome. Okay. That was just a question that I've always wanted to find out the answer from. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
What are your thoughts on sex education in Kenya? I'm just over here
There's
wondering.
a disaster. There's none.
What should we start doing?
It's just like there's none. Like we tiptoe around issues. Sex education is very driven by what religion wants people to know, but that's not sex ed. And the other thing is, sex education is not a workshop of people having sex. Sex education is teaching people why they have certain urges at certain times in life. First and foremost, if it was in my power, I would ban same-sex schools. You need to integrate the girl and the boy early enough. We need to have a society where our kids go on play dates. The problem is, it's the grown-ups that sexualize play dates because the grown-ups are bonking one another. But your 10-year-old, I'll give an example. When a woman calls me and says, Maurice, I'm very worried. I have a 10-year-old who came home and he told me, Mommy, I have a girlfriend in school and I really like her. Now, the reason why we're having this conversation is I have to tell the mother, the only person who sexualized that union is you, not your 10-year-old. All your 10-year-old is saying is he's a boy. He knows that the opposite sex is a girl. And he just likes her. Stop sexualizing it. If anything, you should get to know their parents so that you can take your kids on play dates, so that the boy child can learn how to treat the girl. The girl cannot interact with the boy. So by the time he's about 15, 16, when he's got all these hormones that are telling him that he needs to bonk anyone, he slows it down to, I know what I'm feeling, but the correct thing to do is I need to ask her out on a date, not treat her like a piece of meat. Don't you think that would be a better society than we have today?
Totally.
But no one's teaching the boy child that that's the responsibility. No one's teaching the girl child that's how you're supposed to relate. When I look at young people, even the ones that I'm related to, all they do is drink some cheap shit and have sex. That's it.
He'll put your hand on your knee and then expect sex.
Or he'll touch your ass, yet you've not gotten to that point where just the look is consent enough. He's touching your ass because he feels that you owe him that. I'm the dude, you're the woman. Why would I not touch your ass? That's nonsense. But if this guy, from the age of 8, started interacting with girls, or at the age of 6, and let's not sexualize their union, by the time they're teens, when their hormones are all over the place, would have a much better society. But we don't do that. What we do is we throw things like, you know what? If you do this, the devil will come and take you. What? They want to be devils. That's why they're having sex all the time. Teach them just how to be decent people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then when they're of age, they can do whatever. But even at that point when they're 18, there is a way my generation, when we were 18, never treated girls the way 18-year-olds treat girls today. In fact, because I've seen it. And sometimes I have to call it out. Like, dude, when I say I'm a Masimba, I may sound arrogant, but I earned my arrogance. But you're not going to earn it by slapping her ass, yet she's not even your girl. You and her have no chemistry. She's not even told you, you know what? You can fondle me as you want. That's consent. You're just touching her ass because you can. And then when she asks him, why did you touch my ass? He's like, Utadu, I'll touch your ass again. What will you do? My God. What audacity. We did not have that. When we were growing up, just holding a girl's hand was a privilege. Her kissing. I remember the first time I got a kiss on my cheek. I did not wash my left side of my face for 2 weeks because I didn't want to forget that. It was the most amazing kiss ever.
Yeah.
And all I did was buy a Fanta and goody goodies. Who does that nowadays?
No one.
Exactly. And who's teaching our young people at an early age that you can start with play dates? What we're doing is we're throwing them into these zoos we call boarding schools. And that is where, with the modern age, they're learning about different orientations. Because I have plenty of mothers who call me, and it's usually mothers.
Yeah.
And it's the father who said, no, you talk to Matheka. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to him. And this time, we're talking about your son. Your son has come home, and he has been penetrated by enough boys in school, and you only got to know it when you realize that he's cut off from society. He's always in his room. And you're wondering, you're not studying, and you're not that kid. You stop playing. And then one day he tells you, that's because ABCD has been happening in school.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's happening to everyone, but let's have a society where we limit some of these things. And to be honest, boarding schools today are not what boarding schools used to be 30 years ago. So we have to look at the fact, do boarding schools still make sense? I don't think they do. You see, at the end of the day, I learned how to be a good husband for those who still believe in the system of marriage and stuff. I learned to be a good husband. You learn to be a good wife with us interacting at an early age. And me learning that as a man, I shouldn't look at you as a piece of meat. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I shouldn't look at you as, you know what, Mo, if you're not giving it up, your friend gives me some eyes, so I'll do her instead. That's some audacity that we did not have when we were 18, but I see it with guys today.
Yeah.
But when they hear what I have to say, they're like, no, you're just trying to be nice. You are not. No, I'm not trying to be nice. There's just something called being decent. At the end of the day, if you and I are going to get kinky, we will.
Yeah.
But how we got to that kink matters. I didn't just touch you. I touched you because you gave me that look of, why is your hand so far away from me? Now we're being playful. But today, I don't see that. Today, I just see pop. And they hope for the best.
They don't waste time.
No. And if the chick is high enough, maybe things might go his way. Which is also another thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Why are you preying on a chick when she's high? We were brought up to be like, when she's high, you take her to the bed, you cover up, you keep monitoring her, you force her to drink water until she sobers up. One day, she's going to call you up and say, you took care of me that day.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was so nice.
And you're going to have a connection, whether it's friendship, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that is the decency that I don't see nowadays. That's just bonkers.
I don't know how they're living. I don't know how we're living, honestly, because it's still within you're 18, you're in your 20s, even in your 30s right now. I mean, I don't even know where to begin because it feels like we're in a zoo and there's just random animals.
Oh, we are in a zoo.
Yeah.
And the animals have been let loose.
Yeah.
It's everyone for themselves. But also another dynamic that's not going to work for us very well is I've always supported empowering the woman. For heaven's sake, I empower vaginas.
Vaginas need to
I
squirt.
support anything to do with empowering the boy child, the girl child. But now you can't leave out the boy child
No, you can't.
because you're going to be way ahead of him. Now, there's some people who argue, but because you're men, aren't you already prepared for life? No, that's not how it works. Just because you were designated balls and a penis does not mean you understand how life is or you are trained or prepared to live life. We have to have programs that condition the boy child for him to be that decent guy when he's 14, when he's 15, when he's 16. For him to be the kind of man when he's 25, he's attractive to an 18-year-old. Today, I'll meet an 18-year-old. You'll be like, no, I don't want a 25-year-old. He's too young for me. I want to date guys like you, Maurice. The youngest guy I'm dating has been 36, and I'm 18. And that's the way I like it. Why? Because one thing she's saying is the 36-year-old can do stuff for me that the 25-year-old can't. Fact. I had a girl once tell me, you know what? These guys, these young guys, and you know who she's calling young guys?
Who she's calling?
25-year-old, 26-year-old. They're young. Yes, she's much younger than them. These young guys, they try and take us to Java. Like, we just do Java for the sake of Java. So I don't want to go to Java as a date. You want to take me to a date? Take me to Sankara. You know, take me to the Champagne.
Yeah.
What? Hey, that guy's...
What?
That guy's in the who? What the hell is that?
They have no clue.
So what's that guy gonna do? I get mothers calling me to tell me, come and talk to my teenage son because I think he's going to harm himself. And when I get there, all I'm learning is he can't handle the girls around him. Because what he's doing is, obviously, he's saving up to take a girl he likes.
Yeah.
There's still that romance in it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm saving up. You know, I'm 17 and I have 5 Gs or I have 2 Gs and I'll take this girl out. And when he pops the question like, can I take you out?
Yeah.
He says, no, I don't think you can afford me. He's broken, and he's not told that by one girl or 2 girls, like multiple girls. Now, I'm not defending that girls shouldn't do it. The problem is, young guys today are not hardened like us. I remember my dad, my cousins around me, my uncles around me, they told us when we were young, prepare for real life. And real life looks like this. You're going to be drowned by girls.
Yeah.
They're going to deny you. You're going to ask a girl out and she says, no, 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 no. And as you grow older, you'll find some yeses and some nos. And then when you're much older, yeses will be so much, you won't know what to do with them. And guess what? That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But when we were told no, we got up and we said, soldier on. Today, when a guy is told no,
Rejection, eh?
he goes and looks for a hardware store, buys a panga, and comes and kills you. So we need programs also to stop this flakiness we have in society. Like I told you before. I find people are very weak nowadays.
He says that we are offended very easily.
Oh,
That's
you're
what he
offended.
said.
Oh my God. You're killing comedy. Stand-up comedy is dying because of people who get offended by small things. I want Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
If I'm in that crowd, and especially you see how comedians always pick on the front row, I want Dave Chappelle to look at me and go like, we heard there was a Kamba from a country called Kenya, and you guys are the worst sex whatever. And I laugh at myself.
Yeah.
It's a joke. But today,
Cancel.
the version of me,
Yeah.
yes, I'd be calling Kalonzo Musyoka to go and talk to Dave Chappelle's management team for him to be killed or cancelled or whatever. That's flaky. A joke is a joke.
Yeah.
I just feel people have become very weak. And this manifests in our relationship. When somebody, like if you ask, like, does this shirt look good on me? No, babe, it doesn't. How could you say that? But you just asked a question. Did that question just have one answer?
Imagine how scary it is when you want to talk about something regarding sex and you're afraid to tell the person, I don't like this, but I like this.
I was once told by a girl when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
you can't kiss. Do you know what I heard?
What did you hear?
Be better. Learn how to kiss.
Ooh.
And then I was like, can you teach me? And guess what? She took my lips. She told me, yeah, stop looking like a fish. Do this. I was like, "Ooh."
Masimba in the making.
This is better. This
Yeah.
is better. So by the time I was coached and I learned,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Now I understand French kisses. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Oui,
there are
oui.
cow kisses you don't know. From Makueni, Kilungu. Wow.
Oh
Where Masimbas are from. And I grew to be a man.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended by it. What she just told me is you don't know how to kiss.
Yeah.
The same way somebody once told me you can't ride a bike for shit.
Yeah.
But guess what? At some point, those side wheels will come off and you'll be brilliant at riding a bike. Why? Because I didn't take offense by being told I wasn't good at something. I now took it a challenge to be better at it.
Yeah.
But today, dare you tell somebody they're not good at something? Wow. You have offended their lineage. Like people who were born like 400 years ago are just tossing themselves in their graves. No, they're not. You're weak. It's like I said, why are we graduating kids from class 1 to class 2? What was the option?
Yeah.
Why? Why are we telling kids who are number 16 that you're great? No, you're a failure.
Yeah.
Because when we didn't do well in school, we were told to do better. And guess we went home, studied, and next time I wasn't number 11, I was number 4. Check what I just did. I'm happy. But today, when you tell somebody you're number 11, luckily in Kenya we can't buy guns. They go buy guns and they come and kill everybody in the school. Really? They're flaky. So we also need to look at how do we get people to be stronger in society? How do we get people to understand that part of life is strife? Part of life is you're going to get so many no's.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to be a yes. Like it's like even I with my own knowledge, if I ask you out and you say no, I cannot be like, hold on, you're saying no to me? Who the hell are you to say no to me? When you say no, I'm like, I humble myself and say, you know what? Maybe what she's really telling me is up your game and just do something else. I don't know. Find out if I like seafood. Take me to a seafood place.
Yeah.
You might find a different girl when I'm eating some crab. That's what I've heard you say. So I'll try that. But today when you tell somebody no, it's like you've broken their universe. It's nonsense.
That's a really good point, because even if it's not asking someone out and being rejected, even if you're applying for jobs and they send you an email of rejection, you have to figure it out. Okay, they said no, so I continue applying for more jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe ask somebody who's a bit more experienced.
Yeah.
Like, what is it in my CV that could be getting all these no's? It could just be something you either left out or something you put in that is not gelling with the company.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I got it.
Like, for example, let's say it's a company that's really into rugby. You can't imply you don't like rugby. You're not going to fit in.
Yeah.
You qualified everywhere else, but ooh.
You
the
don't like
sports.
rugby?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't like rough games. Ooh, oof. We cannot employ softies here. So you've got to learn those things. And the other thing is, allow yourself to say you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
People don't like not knowing. And that's why I said everybody in Kenya is a sexologist. Everyone is a pilot. Yeah, but there are no plumbers. It's plumbing.
We can't admit that we don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
We always know.
Yeah.
Every Kenyan knows. Have you ever seen guys in a discussion, a deep discussion, and when you look at them, none of them are in that field?
Yeah.
Why are you discussing in such depth? It's not your field. Discuss something you know. That's how I see things. So we've got to create a stronger society to be honest, and that's how vaginas become happy as well.
Good
I had to go there.
Yeah, you had to.
I felt like we had not said the word vagina for so long.
In a while, it's been like what, 17 minutes, and we hadn't said vagina
That's the
yet.
longest time that I've stayed without saying vagina. Even in my sleep, I just see them hopping around.
Just randomly say vagina as you're sleeping.
Sometimes when I scream, it's a vagina. It's not like I'm being chased by a ghost.
Speaking of vaginas,
right?
There was an article that was published by Al Jazeera. There was a story actually about a year and a half ago, and I remember reading it to my mom. And basically, there was a sexologist in Lebanon,
Okay.
and she had an office where people who were just recently married or marriage, because you can't just go there as a single person. You have to be married to have sex, and that's it. Yeah.
Yes.
From religion. And she said that there was one couple that really blew her away because they honestly asked her, what is the correct hole that I should be using? And they basically were a brat. Like, I think they just got married and they were both 21 and they had no experience. And also they weren't really exposed to pornography or, social media that heavy. So they have no idea that they're supposed to do anything, with their body. So when they close the bedroom door, they don't really know what they want to do. They just lay there. So they asked her, what is the correct hole? Because we don't even know where to begin. Have you had clients that have blown your mind like that with the information?
But there are plenty of Kenyans who don't know which hole. You see, unless you're in the field, you're not going to get those questions. So I understand that sexologists got a weird question, but it's only weird when you're not in the trade.
Yeah.
For me, that's very normal. I've had plenty of, especially the couples who decided that both of us are virgins and we're going to wait and then we get married.
Yeah.
They will come to you and they'll tell you, we've not had sex in almost a year because first we've been embarrassed to tell people that we don't know which hole to use.
Yeah.
I don't even know if my erection is good enough for her. There's so many questions. And your job when you understand people is not to judge them, but to explain to them why they're where they are.
Yeah.
And once you give them the information and the tools they need, they start to enjoy it. And most of it is also anxiety.
Yeah.
We live in a world where we're not allowed to be strong or be very confident. It's almost like we're wiring people to be less confident about themselves. But if you give them that power, they start to enjoy it. So I've had plenty of couples who I've had men who are in their 20s, 30s, and even in their 40s who are virgins. Not.
Kenyans?
Yes, Kenyans. Yes. Kenyans are having a lot of sex, but not all of them. So those who are still virgins at certain ages, they'll call me up and they'll be like, you know what, there's this girl I really like, but I fear her judging my sex because I've never had it. I also fear her judging my penis because I don't know which penises she's seen. And I just have to explain to him that first and foremost, let's move away from thinking about other penises because that's not really the trajectory you should be at. What you'd be looking at is, why don't you share that uncertainty with her? Because she has had sex before and she has chosen you.
Yeah.
So don't you think I would be in a place where I'd be like, you know what, Mo, I've never had sex before. So I'm literally on eggshells.
Yeah.
And you being the woman who wants to be in my space, because you've already had sex before, you're in a place to go like, you know what, Maurice, relax. I got you. Don't be anxious. And I'll show you the ropes. Don't you think that's a much better place? Because I find it strange that people are not sharing information with the people that they want to have sex with. When I go and tell my friend, unless my friend will be there with a camera, taking some footage, my friend is irrelevant. I need to be in that space with you. And considering we are telling each other that we are in a relationship, I shouldn't be ashamed. You already know I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Which means I'm green. There's no thought process where I'm going to be some really amazing sexual lover. I'm going to have to learn off you because I'm going to be penetrating you. So why am I not discussing it with you? I'm discussing it with dudes who are not going to be there. So can you imagine? We're both naked and I'm there going like, okay, so what did George say I do at this point? That's not going to work.
That's even weird.
There you go. I'm thinking about George and trying to sustain an erection at the same time. I don't see that working too well. So you're going to be wondering, how come you don't have an erection? And I cannot tell you. It's probably because I'm thinking about George right now. You see where I'm going with this story? But if I just tell you, you're in a position to go like, Maurice, relax. I got you.
Yeah.
Don't need to feel stressed. You're probably gonna relax me as if you were giving me a massage or whatever. And then at some point, maybe you're giving me a blowjob, and suddenly I see myself rise. Then I'm like, oh my God, she is a magician. Look at her with that pole.
You silly man.
I know I am.
There's someone on Instagram who's asking, and I think that your answer, you basically answered them in the beginning of the show.
Right.
Is how do you remove the shame from talking about sex? Like you specifically, how do you go around and not have that like stigma of shame? Like, how do you go easefully without worrying about that and about society?
Yeah, but shame comes from the fact that you believe that sexuality is shameful. No one but yourself can change that. You need to unlearn what you perceive as sexuality. As much as I went to school, no one taught me how to be free with my sexuality. I taught myself.
Yeah.
No one took me in the class and go like, Maurice, let me teach you how to be courageous about talking about sex. No. I had to tell myself, you know what? Everything I learned about sex, which was disastrous and very demonic, I need to unlearn all that shit and just paint a different picture in my head about sexuality.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm able to open my mouth and just picture sex as a beautiful painting. It's as simple as that. You're the only person. And another thing is this. Stop caring what society thinks, because you need to understand the minute you stop caring what society thinks, society will love you for being the only person who can speak for them. See, the one thing I've learned about humans is they may say, oh, sex is taboo, but quietly they'll be like, but we're so happy you talk about it because you hit on things that if you hadn't said that, I didn't even know that was my condition, or that was my problem, or because of the way I thought I had a problem. But because you highlighted it, thank God for people like you. Yet people like me should not be special. That should be how uniquely as a society we view things.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly special because I voice things that are resonating with other human beings. It's like me talking about, have you heard about this thing called food? You usually put it in your mouth. It's either going to taste good or taste bad. And somebody goes like, oh my God, you spoke about food? Oh, I was touching my nipples when you're talking about ugali and sukuma wiki. Like, really? It should be something we can talk about. Look how prideful we are as Kenyans when we talk about politics.
Yeah.
With a lot of pride. Pizzazz and, chest thumping. But when you start talking about, so let's talk about the penis. Ooh, no. We use it, but we don't like talking about it. Really? So stop caring about what people think. Move forward.
Awesome. Move forward. Okay.
Do you?
Someone here wants to know on WhatsApp, is it possible for me to injure him or break his dick when I'm doing reverse cowgirl? That's the position. When I'm on top, technically.
Well, not unless she's intentionally
trying to hurt him.
An angle to hurt him. It's like everything in, for example, I could hurt a woman's vagina if I angle my penis the wrong way, even in missionary.
Yeah.
But because we attune to our comfort zone, I need to be comfortable. She needs to be comfortable. So the odds of you breaking his penis are based on whether it's intentional or not.
Okay.
It's so rare to hear of a man's penis got hurt because of reverse cowgirl.
Okay.
And the reverse cowgirl position doesn't make it more painful. It's just reverse cowgirl. It's just a different angle of the penis, but it's still going into the vagina. So and I like the question, but if that position is going to work, first thing she needs to do is she needs to stop worrying. That worrying in itself could be the mess up. Because instead of enjoying his thrust and the feel of his girth within her vagina, she's concentrating on, am I in the right angle to make sure I don't break it?
Yeah.
So she's not even concentrating on the pleasures that she's supposed to be trying to feel. So no, you're not going to break his penis.
Okay, girl, you're not gonna break the penis. And then
Hopefully it's not made of jelly.
another one over here is dick sucking skills.
Okay.
How do I achieve the best blowjob?
Okay. I like your audience. I like the whole.
They
dick
just
sucking.
want to know.
I like that. Dick sucking
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah.
The best way to learn how to give a blowjob is, number one, ask the person who you're giving the blowjob to how they like it.
Okay.
I can tell you, like, for example, if you can picture how the penis looks like and you look at the shaft itself and between the bottom end of the shaft and where the penis head begins, if you just stroke that area without moving beyond the head, that's a good tip. But try and hold it firmer.
Yeah.
You know, like women may hold your penis gently, like it was a child, which it's not. Well, unless it looks like one. But the point is, grip it to what he likes. See, the other thing is this. I've noticed men don't want to fuck up the fact that you're holding his penis and it's almost about to enter your mouth. So he'd rather ingest a bit of pain rather than tell you what he really likes.
Okay.
So there's also that fear.
Yeah.
But really, because, you're not projecting something on the wall when even the way you're discussing should be sexual. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, yeah, just slow down, hold the shaft.
Yeah.
And then when you're going up, don't go beyond the head and then go back and then hold my penis a bit tighter there. And make sure the trajectory is up and down and don't sway it like the Titanic because it's not about a sink. So just trajectory is to a certain angle. That's the angle. Now keep doing that. And then at some point, you'll be like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Now you're suddenly a blowjob expert because you're giving him the stimulus he likes. And then when it comes to things like the testicles, it's always good to ask a guy, do you want me to lick the balls? And then if he does say yes, don't lick the balls like your life depends on it. Like, don't start goggling them. Yeah. And if you do it, ask him gently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just overdo it and then it turns into pain because balls can get painful. But there are guys who just don't like that. There are also guys who are not necessarily into blowjobs. So the best thing to do is ask him and then be sexual about the language. Can't be saying things like, "Wait, stop doing that." Wait, hold. You can't be talking to somebody like you're in parliament. Like, you're supposed to be. There should be some sexual language to it. It's like when have you noticed when people are courting each other?
Yeah.
They change their tone to sound sexier. Now you need to maintain that tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be talking to somebody like you're trying to, like control traffic in Nairobi. You need to be subtle and sensual and, even your language should be a turn on rather than a put off. The other thing is this. When you're giving a blowjob, please, your facial expression as women, don't look like you're in some misery story or you're in distress. And the distress might be coming from, is he about to ejaculate? And where the hell is it going? And then don't start facing his penis towards the curtain or towards the floor or towards the mattress.
Do we make eye contact with the...
Very important.
Okay.
Eye contact is great.
Awesome.
When you start swaying your eyes all over the place like you're looking for mosquitoes, you're really... I may lose the erection because I'm thinking she's not even concentrating. Yeah, so there has to be that eye contact. And look like you're a professor of dick. Don't look puzzled. And part of you being professor is because you're asking me questions, I'm guiding you. And when you see me going, when you see me make a noise like, oh my God, you're on the right track. So I'm your map. I'm guiding you.
Yeah.
And that way, at some point, it's good to reference the fact that because you're stimulating his penis, at some point he could ejaculate. So it's good to, what us men don't like is, don't go like, hey, by the way, don't come in my face. First, the tone of your voice. It sounds like my auntie, which I would not like to be in this position with her. So go back to being sexy and sensual and just go like, babe. if you
Don't
do
come in my face.
Don't come in my face.
Yeah.
If anything, come on my tits. When you say that, more blood goes to the penis. Now, all men who are listening know exactly what I've just said. Like when she said that, like, come on.
Y'all got a little stiff, eh?
Oh my God, the penis rush and everything. Because you see, I'm getting goose pimples and even my eyelids are having goose pimples. It's such an amazing thing when a woman takes charge, but it's sexually charged. What she's saying, she might say, like, you know what? Maybe one day you'll come in my mouth, but right now it's just on my teeth. I may never come in your mouth, but the fact that you said it that way, that's what gives you bonga points.
Hey, bonga points. Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay. I hope the person who has asked about the dick sucking skills has been guided.
Oh, yeah. You better be a dick professor.
Nice. I also was curious if you make eye contact or not, or you have your eyes closed.
No.
Okay.
You're not trying to pray for the dick. You're trying to suck it.
There was one interview that I watched, and you said that I wanted to understand what the difference is between approaching sex from a loving way and an animalistic primal beast way, and what that means. So if you're with somebody, like, how is he supposed to be fucking you? Or am I the person who's channeling the animalistic point? What's happening?
Wow, it's a very open question, though.
Take it wherever you want to go.
Right. An ingredient that's not necessarily when it comes to sex. And most people don't get this. Some do, but most don't. Is stop over romanticizing your sexuality, which means stop using love as an ingredient for sex.
Yeah.
Your sexual body will never understand love. The fuels that are burnt for a man to have an erection or for your vagina to suddenly blossom, you know, where you feel a twitch on your labia or your clit and you're like, oh my God, I'm horny. Horniness does not come from love. It never will. So you need to manifest a sexual energy which is very lustful. Using the words making love doesn't equate to anything at all. There have been many studies where groups have been separated and one group men were told make love to the women and the other group men were told just fuck them the way you know how to fuck as a man. Now, what happened was this. A lot of women love the words making love. And this is what happened. The men who were told to make love, majority were failures. Why? Because the words make love put pressure on a man. Now we have to start probably depicting what we've seen in movies. Yeah, like a guy who has never nibbled on your ears shouldn't be anywhere near ear nibbling. Because what's going to happen is he's going to mess it up. He's going to nibble your ear in such a way, in a manner that at some point your ears are just going to be full of saliva and one of your ears is going to be deaf. So just imagine having sex and one of your ears is just checked out. And then when he starts to head towards your neck and he's trying to be romantic, he's been told to make love to you. He starts to lick your neck, but he forgets a point. He might bite it. On the other hand, the other group where the men were told, just fuck. When the women were interviewed, some of the women said,
best sex ever.
That's the best sex.
Yeah.
And that guy, even though he was told to fuck, I felt like he made love to me. So what that said is, the word fuck doesn't mean rough. We have these connotations that fuck is rough, fuck is non-loving, yet you don't even need love to have sex. But fuck is how the man translates it on your body. So a guy can be told, fuck this woman, but if you were to video him, you'd be like, wow, his fuckery is so sensual. God damn, look at her having all those spasms. So the words manifest a certain energy.
Yeah.
They're not negative words. And a lot of men respond to having sex, fucking.
Yeah.
It's not vulgar. It's how I respond. Like, for example, my penis does not respond well to the words making love. If you want my penis to check out, let's just start talking about making love. It checks out. Like we might as well just go and play volleyball.
The moment I say let's fuck, it's a different story.
Oh, yes, because you've told me to do something that I'm equipped to do. When you start telling me make love, that's like telling me to bake a cake. Which I can, but right now I just want to deal with your vagina, not a cake.
Yeah.
Later we can bake one that just looks like your vagina. You know what I'm saying?
You had to take it there. You had to close it like that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we close them, sometimes we open them.
Maurice.
Yes.
This has been a pleasure. It is 12:08.
Yes.
And I want to find out what last message or advice would you like to let the listeners know about you, about vaginas, about squirting, whatever comes to mind, whatever we didn't touch on. Let's touch on it right now, okay?
I hate being put on that kind of thing because there's so much that we haven't covered.
The first thing that came to the top of your mind.
Start to unlearn a lot of the things that you've learned over the years.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn anything. It would be wrong for me to say, oh, we didn't cover this, so we didn't cover this, and all that is very positive.
Yeah.
You're not going to learn, or you're not going to be able to manifest those things if you don't unlearn some of your practices. One, you're allowed to love somebody. You're allowed to passionately be involved with somebody, but stop using love as a weapon. Because love knows how to hurt sex. Love has a way of making sex stale. Love has a way of making sex obligational. I want to fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep with you because I have to. Did you hear what I said?
I hear what you
said. I want to fuck you. But I'm in a position where I don't fuck you. I sleep with you because I have to. There's a difference. You need to unlearn sleeping with somebody because you have to.
Yeah.
You need to learn how do we talk to each other where I constantly just want to fuck you. Let's stop using love as an ingredient to have great sex because vaginas and penises will never respond to that. Never. There's a reason why today I have so many clients who come from all over the world. And sometimes they've been to another sexologist. But the thing with me is I'm very unorthodox. And it's worked for me because one thing is I don't sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
And I will never, like for example, you will meet people out there who are not as open. I push you to be open. It's my job to do that.
Yeah.
If I sugarcoat and if I tell you, no, it's okay, Maurice. What you want? Yeah, Mo, what you want? It's okay. I'll deliver that. I'll take your money, but I'll taught you zero. Which means a year from now, you'll be like, I learned nothing from that guy.
Yeah.
But if I push you, you get to a point where you're like, I appreciate the fact that you didn't let me slack. You pushed me.
Yeah.
And today, I'm having incredible sex because I had learned so many things that I had taken to heart. So let's unlearn things. Let's be nicer to each other. Let's learn to flirt. And sometimes, please, if you want to flirt with somebody, tell somebody like, I'm a big flirt, so allow me to flirt. Play along.
Yeah.
See the way you've smiled?
Yeah.
So that whenever you're flirting, it's easier.
It is.
Rather than swinging it and hoping for the best, because that could land you in trouble.
It can.
In
It can.
today's world.
Yeah.
So just ask somebody, can I just flirt with you? Because I like flirting and it's just harmless. If it ever becomes more than harmless, then I'll bite when you ask me to bite.
Talk to me nicely, Maurice.
But it's been fun. Thank you for the invite.
It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here. You are definitely welcome again to come on Radio 254.
Thank you very much.
We love you here, honestly. This is your girl Mo signing out, and Maurice Matheka. Thank you so much for joining us, honestly. We've learned a lot, and I can't wait to get the feedback from all of the listeners. I bet you there's going to be a lot more questions later for you.
Right.
But so basically, guys, you can find him on Instagram as Maurice Matheka, spelled as is, and he's on TikTok as well. Kindly provide us your TikTok
I'm new
handle.
to TikTok, so
You're new?
I'm the laughable guy in TikTok.
Got
I'm still
it.
trying to figure out TikTok, and I only got on TikTok because a younger friend of mine told me, "Dude, you're not on TikTok, really?"
You're
But
thriving.
yeah, but my perception of TikTok was wrong.
Okay.
So when I got on it, I was like, whoa. Then there's another young guy who's doing some incredible stuff with my videos. I don't even know what the hell he does because I'm not techie like that.
Yeah.
My only tech is between your legs. You feel me?
Oh my God. He doesn't stop this one.
No, I don't. But it's fun. So it's good to laugh.
It is. Thank you so much for coming on down here. It's been a pleasure. And we will sign out. This is your girl Mo. This is the After Dark show. Have an amazing week, everybody. I hope everybody has learned something amazing. I know I have. Guys. And obviously, thank you once again.
Thank you.
Of course. Let's play some music, guys, and have an amazing week ahead.
See ya.
Another crisis. Keyboard warrior still typing. Mini lava siku hizi spendi fighting. Na maheta hawawezi ntoa timing. Na hata wakinita guide, I know my baby will be by me. Na wakiniseti kwa IG, dawa ya watiaji huwanga silence. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sinanoma my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sinanoma my guy. Chaper dongingero anahero kasianda. Sinanoma leo ni party hadi mchana. Sinanoma my guy. Sherehe na piganga na kikosi. Kwa mfuko pesa haikosi. Mademu wananitanga kiongozi. Vile mimi hutesanga Nairobi. Sele zimeripoti. Chini tuko kwa magoti. Akiwewe wewe usinirekodi. Kesho nipate mmesha niposti. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. I wonder why. Me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. I wonder why. I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sinanoma my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sinanoma my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero kasianda. Sinanoma leo ni party hadi mchana. Sinanoma my guy. Sinanoma. Sinanoma my guy. Sinanoma. Sinanoma my guy. Sinanoma my guy. Japendo kineo anahero kasianda. Sinanoma my guy. Nekakana weni, nekakana weni, nekakana weni. Oh neni, nekakana weni, nekakana weni, nekakana weni. Mbona nyinyi na wawasha nkikula nyama choma tu firifiri na taska. Bro amejituma ako kazini anaisaka, but anajua bibi yake anafanya nini Naivasha. Boy akisi Kenya kuna content, nashindwa dunge chengani so nazidunga zote. Anataka nwage ndani mina mwaga kwa matope. Si ubonga kilami tukitaka ganji itoke. Normally shembeteng mamoli kwa Henneken. Mwena me you're my friend, we got rich in the end. Tulimtupa kwa boot, si tulimtrace na magan. Kawamini tuko luzu that's falling arm. Sini mabagla for sure na hisi siri. Balaklava wezinjwa kwa CCTV. Bro nikimwambia haski na yesi kiziwi. Kasi bizu tanipata
nimesare sikimbizi
navaa kwenda nani zain speed flani shwapopsa Kawasaki jege masanse hawatutaki ka unitambui sikutambui
kauna ngam na mawaps kauna ngam na mawaps kauna ngam na wazinga kona waps kauna ngam na mawaps kauna ngam na mawaps kauna ngam na
Kwara na waps wadhara ukikwara askari wa msitu giz ni kukimbiza maswara after masjid masti ikilost isit wazin tunapiga baroda na kikwara tombo yoyoto